Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel Physics Surgery, and here we are in the AITS Select series, and this is a problem from the topic of work, power and energy, and there are multiple solutions and ways of solving this particular problem. I would try my best to give you a mathematical insight, or more than one insight actually, and also look at something interesting at the end of the video. Okay, so I have already presented the problem in the community post. Just in case you are new or either missed that particular post, here's the formal wording of the question. You can pause the video here, try this particular question by reading it on your own for 1 or 2 minutes, and then do come back for the concept explanation and also the mathematical insight that I'm going to provide at the end of the video. Okay. A soldier has to cross 80-meter wide river on a ropeway grabbing on a pulley. The length of the rope is 100 meters. So here's the rope. Its ends are fixed at the same height on both banks of the river, and the rope is tight as shown. So this is one end of the rope. This is another end. Okay, so let me make it slightly darker for you. So this red color, assume, represents the rope there. Okay, right. So it goes around a pulley like this, and they're at the same height, the two ends of that. Okay, it passes through a smooth pulley, and there's a person here. He has to cross from this side to this side of the bank. The soldier starts from a platform under one of the fixed points with zero initial velocity. So between below this particular point, he starts. Friction is absent everywhere. If the highest speed of the soldier during this crossing is v in meter per second, what is the value of v square among the four options? Is being asked. Try to take the value of g as 10 meter per second square. That's the information that you are supposed to use to solve this particular problem. Okay, so here we go with the solution. So the idea is, since the 2 points on the either end, if you go back to the original diagram, so this point and this point are actually fixed, and the length of the rope is also fixed, and the planar motion that the person is going to execute as he moves to one point to the other point is going to be an ellipse, because if the p is the point of his motion, then the value of f1p plus f2p should be a constant, which is a basic understanding of locus of an ellipse. Not only that, these fixed points from which these distances are measured will become the foci of that ellipse, which I'm showing on the right hand side. So you could see that this rope has been depicted as this blue colored length as this person P moves from one end to the other end. Okay, and you should be able to also know that f1p plus f2p, which is the constant, is nothing but the major axis length of the ellipse, which is represented as 2 times a, and that has been mentioned in the question as the length of the rope, which is 100 meters. So the semi major axis a comes out to be 50 meter. Not only that, the distance between the two foci, which is the distance between the river banks, is 80 meter, which is nothing but 2ae, where a is the eccentricity of the ellipse. And by that, you'll end up getting E is equal to 4 by 5. And using A and E, you should be able to get the semi-minor axis using this small little triangle that you have here. From F1 to this point, it is A, because both these would be equal in length. So this is A, this is B, and therefore this is AE. All these three should form a right angle triangle, which is a basic mathematics of ellipse that the students at high school level should be knowing. So this value of B is 30 meters. By knowing these numbers, the solution becomes easier. Without knowing all of this also, you can solve the problem, right? And but I would like to present the mathematical view here. So now if you analyze the fall of the person starting from this end, so look at the left side of the diagram. If the person is starting from this end, the starting point is the position of the person just below the first focus, right? So this is the length, and as he goes along this curve, he reaches the bottommost position where he would be at the end of a minor axis. Okay, right, represented by this blue color length. So the fall in the height, vertical height, is what would determine the work done by gravity. Okay, that is the reason why the person is going to speed up. Okay, so this length, which is the semi-latus rectum, can also be found out using this right angle triangle. Can you see a right angle triangle here? So to make it easy for you, I borrowed that right angle triangle here, where this vertical height represents this one, and this horizontal distance in that triangle represents the distance between the two foci, which I already told you is 80. Okay, so if you already know the length of the semi-lattice rectum from your maths as a into 1 minus e square, and substituting the values of a and e from the previous page, you can easily determine this as 18 and 82. For those who are not mathematically strong in the ellipse geometry, we should also be able to do this as a simple Pythagoras equation of this length being x and this being 100 minus x, and 80x and 100 minus x should form a Pythagorean triplet, which also will reveal upon solving that 18 and 82 are the two sides of this particular triangle. Not only that, when the final triangle, that is the triangle where the person would be at the bottom, would be formed like this. I've taken half of the triangle. Can you see the focus, this length, this center, and this one? That is what is being depicted here. And this half length is 50. This B has been already ascertained as 30, and this F1C is something which is, you can easily find it as 40, but it's not needed here. So with this situation, you could see that the height difference is from 18 becoming a 30. Therefore, the fall in height is 12 meters, which is useful in your work energy theorem. So let's move on to the next slide. The choice of your system becomes very important in dealing with the work done by tension. Okay, so I'll give you the method one. In the next page, I'll go ahead with the method two also of revealing how the work done by tension becomes zero. If once I take person and the cable as the system, that means this cable is also part of my system along with the person here, then the points of application of the tension would be at the points of foci. And these F1 and F2 are fixed points, and therefore the points of application of this tension has no displacement, and therefore the work done by tension becomes zero. So W all, that is work done by all forces, should be equal to change in kinetic energy of system, is what I'll apply from the starting position to the bottommost position. Okay, right, that is where my V square will be revealed. Okay, so in that scenario, work done by tension is zero because the points of application never moved, and work done by gravity is mg into delta h. Only vertical displacements matter for work done by gravity, and therefore rearranging these two, you get V square is 2g delta h. With delta h already solved as 12, you get this immediately, and which is what most of the students who saw that community post answered quickly. But the real doubt comes when, if I had to not include the cable or the rope into the system, then how do you prove, with the tension acting at these places, how do you prove that the work done by tension is actually zero? So that is what we are going to do here, just to not solve the physics problem, but understand the marvel of how the maths and physics speak the same language here. Okay, so if I take this smiling boy to help us understand only as the system, I have not included the cable now. Okay, so the cable is external, so the force of tension would be the external force acting on this person and the pulley. Okay, so since these two tensions are equal, because he said there's smooth pulley, these two tensions result in a resultant tension in this direction. Okay, right, and that's why I've shown it as an angular bisector here, theta and theta. Okay, so with these two tensions being equal and T resultant acting this way, I have to prove that the displacement vector of this person as he moves and the T resultant are perpendicular to each other, which comes from another basic result of ellipse that you maths people would be really loving it, is that the focal chords that are drawn from any point, or the line joining the point to the foci, the normal will be the angular bisector to those. Okay, so this is the tangent, this is the normal. The normal will be the angular bisector of these two lines. So normal is perpendicular to tangent, that is a known, and can be located by bisecting this F1P F2, which is a basic rule of ellipse that is taught to high school mathematics students. And since this time, last time points of application didn't move, this time points of application are moving, but the displacements of the points of application and the resultant tension force are normal to each other, and therefore again work done by tension is equal to zero. You'll see these kind of applications of maths in some of the physics problems, wherein you would have it in optics, where you'll have an ellipsoidal mirror. Any light ray which starts from the foci hits any point, it will have to go through the other focus. Again telling you, because the law of reflection tells you that the angle of incidence should be equal to angle of reflection, proving the angular bisector theorem of the ellipse that I discussed. Okay, you want to challenge someone in billiards and win, and if you are not a great player, try to make an elliptical table and start the ball from the one of the focus, and make sure that other hole is at the other focus, and you hit it anywhere. I think the ball will go into the hole and you will win the bet. Okay, so I have searched for a gif on this particular image of elliptical billiards. It's in the description below. Try to treat yourself with that. Okay, so just nice way to check out this particular property. Okay, I hope you understood the insights and also the problem, obviously. Please do check out the rest of the ATS Select series questions. The link of the playlist is in the description below. Also do check out the rest of the parallel series running in this particular channel. Okay, so do like the video, share it with relevant WhatsApp and Telegram groups. It would help my channel to grow, and please do subscribe to my channel in case you have not yet subscribed. Try to go through 2 or 3 videos per day if you are a serious JE aspirant, and also if you're a physics lover. Right, I generally promise students that my approach to understanding and also explaining physics is slightly unique, so, and I generally keep that promise. Okay, so hope to see you next time in the next video. Take care and goodbye.